230th episode of Make Your Day Richer. I'm just going to drink some coffee because every day people go, "Oh my God, your show looks so good. It's so fun. You do such a good job with your show." And every day, 5 seconds before the show starts, what you don't see is me screaming at the computer because the camera's not working, the microphones aren't working, my headphones aren't working, a guest didn't show up. And then here we are, but we're here and everything's well. And now I'm just trying to get to be live on, there we go, on Facebook. I wish we could change that where it's just your stuff is public right away. It automatically goes to private and you have to change it. But when you're doing a live show, who's supposed to do that? All right. Anyway, hope you had a great weekend. It was very busy around here, lots of rain, which was not helpful. We did the Kaleidoscope Fest on Saturday, thanks to the Waxhaw, North Carolina Parks and Rec Department for having me out there to MC that. It was so much fun. I met so many amazing people. Thousands of people were there. 80 some vendors, food, performances all day long from around the world. It was so much fun. And if you didn't get to come, I think a lot of people didn't show up because they thought it was going to rain. But it didn't really rain. We started at 5 o'clock. The event went until 6. And so they shut it down around 5 so everybody could get out before it started raining. And then it really never ended up raining until later. So that was kind of sad. So, yeah, it was such a fun day. There was not really sun, but I got a little red. And I did wear sunscreen, so don't yell at me. But it was a really great weekend. And then yesterday was just a lot of sitting around trying not to fall asleep, Yeah. It's a very tiring day, but it's so much fun. So much fun. Okay, it's the 230th episode of Make Your Day Richer, and I'm curious to see how many views we've had in the last 239, so I think we should take a look. Y'all, we are so close to 350,000. So if you could just share the show right now, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll be at 350,000. And by the end of the season, we're hoping for 500,000. That's my goal. So help us with that, would you? Also, if you'd like to help us, is it in here? Yes. If you'd like to help us create the show and make it better and, do all kinds of fun stuff, consider buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher. It's a great donation platform that we love. And since I love coffee, I thought it would work out well. And you can go there, donate to us, get your name at the end of the credits and at the end credits and make the show better. Okay. Also, congratulations to speaking of views, our most watched show of last week was with Bo Bennett, Exercise Your Abs and Your Mind. He has a great online YouTube animated sitcom about life at a gym. And he's super smart and talented. And it was a great conversation with him last week. So thank you both for being on the show. And thanks for everybody who watched that. And that is, I think, all I have. And I didn't put on, hold on, wait for it. I have to get Sandy's. There we go. Okay. So there you go. I think we're going to take a break and we'll be right back with Sandy Joy Weston right after this. Okay? Okay.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
All right, I hope this works. Joining me today is a guest who is on a mission to highlight all the positive in the world and to help you see your own true power. Sandy Joy Weston. Come on. Well, your middle name is Joy. What choice do you have? She's a 3-time published author, including Train Your Head and Your Body Will Follow, and the host of the international podcasts like Let's Keep It Real, great podcast, and Positive Power Lady. Plus her new YouTube show, Overcoming the Weekend. What? That's not true. Overcoming the Weekend. Sandy's work is all about who wrote this? Sandy's work is all about spreading joy and inspiring others. Let's give a warm welcome to Sandy Joy Weston. I listen, anybody who's here to spread joy, this is what I love, is that, it's Make Your Day Richer because of my name, and you are out there spreading pure joy in your name. Have you always had that connection to joy? Like, my grandma's middle name is Joy, and she just is the best.
You want to know the weirdest thing? I didn't even think about it probably until the last few years. People didn't even realize. They thought I made it up. They're like, did you just make that up for marketing? I'm like, no, it's my middle name. And I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe that had something to do with me being joyful.
Yeah. Yes. Or either that or you're very Sandy. We don't know. You're like a little beach. No one wanted to call you a beach. So we had to go with joy. Oh, okay.
Well,
We've got jokes today.
That.
Never mind.
That's cool.
Never mind.
Hey, I even have a joy mug for you.
Oh, I love that.
So
now, okay. So when I was reading about you, one of the things that jumped out at me is that you said it only takes 1 to 3 minutes every day to make your life better, and I want to hear about that.
I'm a huge component of not making a big hairy deal out of things. And now I feel like the rest of the world is catching up to me. I've been saying it for years, that you get to decide every single day how you want to show up in the world. You're more in control than you think. And it doesn't have to take hours. It could take just a few minutes. But how you start your day and how you set the intention will really prevent you from being banged around so much about the world. Not that you won't be, but it won't be so much like a ping pong ball.
What was it like to be ahead of the curve in that way? Because you're always going upstream. How did that feel?
Back then, I did not like it. I did not like green eggs and ham because I felt like, no, you don't understand. I've seen this first. I didn't have the science behind it. So it worked for me. I've been doing it my entire life. How I grew up, every day I would use movement, words, and laughter to get in that positive headset. I remember doing it since I was 9, growing up in a crazy world. I pick one word to focus on. I'd do a little dance. I'd write down my word. I don't know why. It just made me feel better. I don't know why I did that. And years later, when I was fortunate enough to open up health clubs, I started doing that with my clients. And people would always say to me, why are your clients getting results? And they would always get results. And it's because I played with their heads. I would make sure that every single day, reminding them that they get to choose how they're going to show up. And that, yes, it's great if you want to do an hour and a half, 2 hours, but I'm more about consistency. So even just doing a few seconds before you get out of bed, how do I want to show up in the world? Now, if you wake up and you're not feeling all pippy skippy and you're depressed, you want to go, woohoo, pure joy, but you might say, I want to show up with ease and flow or peace. So even that focusing in on one word and then writing it down is intentional. Back then, it took me 6 years to publish a book about it, to get people to journal. They thought I was a wackadoo. And then when I finally got a publisher after 37 rejections, they would only book me out in California and Colorado. And the East Coast was like, yeah, we're not getting this. And now the journal, okay, which one? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I know. Everybody has a gratitude journal now. Everybody.
So I'm glad. I'm really, really happy.
Yeah.
Really. And there's science behind it. And it's not just me going, yo, you should do this.
Can you talk a little bit about that science behind it? Because some people will be like, what do you mean I write it down and then I manifest it? People get all weird about it.
Yeah. So let's even just take it from a logical point of view. The more you focus on something, you're more likely to stick with it. So even if you just say, okay, today I want to show up with an abundant mindset, and you write it down somewhere, reflecting on it, let's just say even every hour, am I showing up with an abundant mindset? And hell no, right? Or hey, yes.
Yeah.
And you ask yourself, what can I do to get back there? You're more likely to get back there, right?
Mm.
So forget that the mind makes a connection more if you write it down. There's some theories out that say you're 40% more likely to achieve it if you write it down and you see it. But it's another way that you're resetting your brain, you're rewiring it to remind it of what you want to accomplish, what you want to accomplish.
Mm.
Just like I'm not a big, on resolutions for the new year, but I am about intentions and goal setting. And I call them benchmarks. And you're more likely to achieve some of them if you write it down and look at it
Mm.
and then have somebody to hold you accountable than if you don't. And
Mhm.
that's just
Mhm.
the way it works.
Yeah. I always even write down the little things and sometimes even things that I'm like about to do just to get like the excitement of crossing stuff off of like, I did
Oh, yeah.
that. All right.
I'm a big,
All right.
I
I
love
talked
it.
to Sandy today. Perfect. Even though I knew I was going to, because then you start getting excited about it. You turn it into a little game kind of.
Your brain, you know how they say the devil versus reaching out above beyond that. Your brain wants you to stay safe, so it will keep you where you are even if it doesn't serve you well, because
Mm.
ooh, it's scary out there. So
Yeah.
the more that you imagine little things or big things or anything that's positive and powerful happening with you, the more likely you're going to achieve it. And you're training your brain to go, oh, it is safe for me to do that. Oh,
Mhm.
I can achieve that. So that when you go after the big things, you've already prepared yourself.
Oh, when you're 9 years old and you're writing down these words every day and getting excited about life,
Mhm.
is your family involved in that? Like, are they also participating or were they like, what is she doing in there again?
Well, that's probably a whole nother podcast, but no, I don't know. Okay, so I grew up in the projects, and my mom spent probably most of her life in mental institutions. So for some reason, I came into the world thinking the universe had my back and that there
Mm.
was something bigger out there loving me and that I was going to do anything to connect to it. Why people kept saying, I don't know. But I just knew innately there was something out there and I was going to connect to it. When I started dancing, I felt better and I would move. And then I just loved thinking of different words. It just brought me so much joy. So when I connected to that world of movement and then words, and I would laugh and make a joke about everything, I felt like there was hope. And I did it every
Mm.
single day because life was so painful surrounding me, but I didn't know I was doing it. Like
Mm.
it just came to me. It didn't call it movement, words, and laughter. I just would do this to, I'm going to say, to stay sane. And then years
Yeah.
later, I still didn't call it movement, words. I thought everybody did shit like this. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, stuff like this. And then as I got older, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think everybody's waking up doing this. But it was so ingrained in me, like I can't not do it in some form
Yeah.
or fashion.
Well, and now you have so many ways that you're reaching out to people to show people. I mean, you have how many podcasts do you have? Two?
I have 2 podcasts, yeah,
And you
and
have your own
I
you
love them.
can you tell everybody about both of them really and when they come out so people can follow?
Sure. So I've been podcasting when they called it a radio show for probably now, I think it's 17 years. But the first one's
Wow.
called Let's Keep It Real, and it comes out on Monday. You can find it anywhere. And I highlight a man or a woman around the world that I think is making a positive, powerful difference in any walk of life, and it's their journey. And then I started in 2019 a show just for women around the world because women over the age, or I guess around 35 or 40, felt like they weren't being heard. And it's called
Mhm.
Hey, I Got Something to Say. And it's a short 30-minute show for women who are making a positive, powerful difference around the world. So I added
Mm.
that. I sold my health clubs. I've had health clubs my entire life. I sold them in 2019, right before COVID. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so then my focus became more highlighting the podcast and speaking engagements, virtually at Forced, and
Mhm.
then workshops, which I love.
What do you love about that side of creativity?
Okay, so let's get real here. Well, I can't believe I just said that
It sucks. Yeah.
No. I love humans. I love all
Mhm.
humans. I find them fascinating. I love listening to them, and I like highlighting them. I would prefer everything to be in person. That's
Mhm.
why I'm back out there doing speaking engagements and workshops, but not everything can be in person. And you get to meet amazing people that you would never meet virtually. So,
Yeah.
by me creating different types of podcasts or shows going live or daily joys, I get to connect and highlight people that I think are, incredible, but maybe they're not getting the props that they deserve. I love finding people that people don't know about and then highlighting their
Yeah.
story and journey. It just makes me pitter patter.
Yeah, yes. You get to meet people, you get that connection, right? Like, and
Mhm.
you never know. I've had from people being on my show end up with jobs from other people they've met on my show. And it's just like this weird space where everyone's just open and
Mhm.
interested in learning about other people.
Yeah, that's a podcast
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. It's so fun. So fun. When you're not talking, you're writing. You also
Mhm.
have 3 books.
Yeah.
I mean, when do you sleep?
So you know what? It's really I've had a long journey, so it's not my life isn't like so action packed like you think it would be, meaning I've created a very fun ease and flow life that for the most part I don't feel overwhelmed,
Hmm.
and I'm able to get there now. And
Yeah.
my writing, okay, maybe there's times that I go for weeks and I stay up all night writing, but it's not because I have to. I'm so inspired. And
Hmm.
then the rest of the time, I don't feel for the most part overwhelmed because I feel as if I'm creating the life that I really love. And I'm trying
Um,
to get away from it's taken a while. And every day I remind myself of not being that girl that was, she's the hardest working, overworked person. I don't want to be that. I don't want my
yeah.
value and my worth to be tied to like I'm working around the clock. It's not easy, but I
Mhm.
work on that every single day.
I just was talking to someone who said like that was their um what they set out to do was to not do all that. So you figure
Yeah.
out when you do want to work what and then you work everything else around that and that's how you create a life like that. And I was like, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Because it
And
feels like it should be opposite, right? Like you work your butt off to get to a certain point and then you can go back as opposed to like, no, I just want to work whatever it is and do whatever. And how do I make that happen?
and when I was growing up, no one no one said that. Like we weren't
Yeah.
thinking that way. We weren't like create the life you love. It was like work your butt off and then you'll achieve it. We didn't know any other
Mhm.
way. I think the younger generation is coming in realizing I'm not saying I'm not going to work hard and I'm not going to do the best I can, but let's think about how I want to do it and how I want to create it. And it doesn't have to
Yeah.
look like my parents, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Can you tell everybody about your books and where they can get them?
Sure. My books are all about movement, words, and laughter, things you can do in 1 to 3 minutes a day. They're journal books. So Train Your Head and Body Will Follow has more fun stories. And they also have 2 journals in it that you can use. And then I did a 30-day reset journal,
Mm.
which is more of an abbreviated version, but it still has the 2 journals in it. And then recently I did Recess to Reset that was supposed to be for kids ages 8 to 12. And not saying kids aren't using it, but most of my clients are using the kid version. So I'm going to make another one that's similar to that because they love the Recess to Reset journal. And
Uh,
everything is on Amazon.
okay, good. What is the best way that people can connect with you and follow you?
So I'm on all the platforms under Sandy Joy Weston, WSTON, but they also can, go on my website. Everything is there, sandyjoyweston.com. Easy peasy.
Okay, good. What do you love most about your life right now?
Oh, that I don't just have joy in my life, I feel pure joy in my life.
Mm,
It's not forced
um,
as much. I can tap
uh-huh.
in and tune in quicker to that pure joy that's available versus feeling like I had to be joyful because that's what people expected of me.
Mm, that kind of makes me teary-eyed. I
I
love
was
that.
making me teary-eyed.
I,
I'm like,
like,
I didn't know that was
oh,
coming, and I'm like,
I
"Wait."
love that.
Yeah.
Oh, Just come back every day, would you, and hang out with me? Because I love having you here.
I will. Where do you live?
Okay,
I'll
good.
come over and have tea.
I'm in South Carolina,
Oh, okay. I was
so
just down there.
anytime.
I
Oh,
was just
dang it.
down there.
All right,
I did
we'll
do a
figure it out.
TEDx in North Carolina, right in Apex, North Carolina.
Oh, I'm like 45 minutes south of Charlotte, so I'm like on the border of North and South Carolina. So next time.
Isn't there a Wrightsville Beach? Where's
Oh,
Wrightsville
I
Beach?
know. I know how to get to Home Goods. That's about it. That's all I know.
I gotta get to Trader Joe's.
That's it. That's all I know. I don't do much, but go there and spend too much money.
God.
Sandy, you have been a pleasure. I was going to say Joy, but you've been a pleasure to be here, to have you here. I love you so much. You're the best.
Oh, this has been fun. Your energy is so lighthearted. I love it.
Listen, you can come back anytime you want.
Yay, me.
Okay. SandyJoyWeston.com is how you can connect with her. We'll take a break and be right back after this. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Well, hi, everyone. We're back. Thanks for watching today. Go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching the show, and I love you for it. Now's a good time to just share the show. It's over. Like, take 3 minutes of your day. Well, 25 minutes of your day. Watch the show. Bring more joy into your world. Tomorrow, we'll be back with author Rich LaMonica, who will be talking about his book, Out of the Darkness. So you'll want to join us for that. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.